Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. I'm here to share a little bit of wisdom and ideas that have helped me pretty much the most in my life right now. One of the things that I learned growing up and going through the law of attraction was that we have to identify our subconscious programs that kind of are hurting or helping us. And I personally noticed that I was told, Brandon, you're always healthy. My sister was told, Shannon, you're always sick. And Brandon, if you get a cold, you're fine by noon. Shannon, you're just always sick. And I, to prove a point to myself, said, well, if that happens, I can make myself sick too. So I put up signs that said, I'm always sick, I'm always sick, I'm always sick. And I put them in my room, I put them in my work, I put them in my car, and they say it takes 3 weeks to start a habit, and 3 weeks to the day, I got hit with the flu. And I hadn't been sick in like 4 years at that point. And it took me about 3 months of reminding myself, not putting up signs that said I'm always healthy, just reminding myself I'm always healthy to get back to being healthy. So knowing that I was healthy and could be healthy, it still took me 3 months to reprogram my subconscious mind without the help of writing. Now, ironically, I was in finance and ended up leaving finance with a poverty mindset. Like, I can't afford this, I can't afford that, my bills are too much, my bills are too expensive. So it was a lot of reinforcing my subconscious patterns with things like saying, like, I can't afford this. And I tried to reprogram it with like, my abundance is skyrocketing. I am a money magnet. Love, peace, prosperity was my mantra. And after years of doing it, one February I ended up with $100 to my name, and I'm like, this isn't prosperity. This is as far from prosperity as I could imagine. And in perfect synchronicity, I was flipping open a book, and right on that front page that I opened to, it said the higher vibrational languages are Sanskrit, Egyptian, Aramaic, and Hebrew. And since I knew a lot of Jewish people at the time, I was like, I'm going Hebrew. And I looked up on Google words for prosperity in Hebrew, and of course, one of the first words that pops up was shalom. And that was kind of a big deal for me because I had no idea. I just started writing out these words: shalom, shafa, shalom, shalu, which I found out wasn't even a Hebrew word, but it still became one of my mantras of abundance. And it was a sound, it was a vibration, it was a frequency. So when I was looking into these higher vibrational languages, they were all read from right to left or up to down. And that was a big deal for me because I hadn't realized how much our languages are actually written in reverse. So we're actually spelling, or spells, as they call it, we're casting these spells for ourselves. So as I started writing these letters of Hebrew, I was literally creating this spell, and I put it everywhere in my room. Everywhere you could look, I had Shafa, Shalom, Shalu. And I wrote them out like this. And you can kind of see I ended up photocopying what I did. And I just started tracing them out, coloring them in, writing out the Hebrew, and putting it everywhere in my room, everywhere in my workshop, in my car. So that anywhere that I look, I'm getting a subconscious program of a higher vibrational language that actually works for prosperity. Now, what did that do for me? Well, I was really surprised because my prosperity actually did start increasing. I started sharing it with people, and right then somebody's like, well, aren't Jewish people like wealthier? And I'm like, well, actually, I'm pretty sure there's something to that. And I bet you if you looked into the communities with people that actually use shalom, I bet you the ones that have it written on their walls or on their door are wealthier than the ones that don't. The ones that say it to one another. So you're wishing, and this is what's crazy. Shalom means peace, harmony, wholeness, completeness, prosperity, welfare, and tranquility, and is also used in hello and goodbye. So the vibration behind it, even in Arabic, is salam. So shalom, shalom. You're looking at these words, these vibrations. Guess what? Prosperity's not in it. You're not finding abundance. So it's just these sounds aren't in these ancient, even in a Sanskrit poem for prosperity, I had a friend show me, had the same sounds as shalom, shalu, shafa. It had these sounds, and I'm like, wait a second. It's more about sound and vibration than it is what the word is trying to say or the intention. And I've realized that even our English language, I've heard, is completely devoid of these tones. It's tone deaf. It's been stripped of all the tones that we used to have in our ancient cultures. And since I've been putting shalom everywhere, my life has changed. It has completely changed my life to the point where I have to share this with people. I have to let people know, go find what it is that you need to reprogram. Mine was poverty. Yours might be happiness or joy, and start putting words of joy, of happiness, of these things that you notice. And that's what meditation can teach you. What thoughts do you think a lot that you don't want to think anymore? And then find thoughts and ideas that reprogram, that overwrite. You can't even exist in the same world. That's the power of our subconscious mind. You have to make sure that that new program is more powerful. And just like the sounds of the nature, it's like those sounds are powerful, they're healing. And I find that if we can heal ourselves in these ways, we can really change the world. And that's what I encourage people to do, is go out, find your words, find your frequencies, and use it higher vibrational languages like Sanskrit, like Egyptian, like Aramaic, like Hebrew, to reprogram those ideas and thoughts that you don't want to have anymore. And I think it'll be way more powerful, way more effective than trying to chant a mantra. Like I said, it took me 3 months of chanting a mantra of health to get myself back to health, knowing I could be there. So having that subconscious program there all the time helps so much more than chanting these mantras and things like that. It could take years to get those mantras to stick into your subconscious mind, and then believing it is way more challenging. But starting with words of higher vibration work way better. I highly recommend it, and I highly encourage that you take a look into that yourself. Practice it yourself, write out the words yourself, photocopy them, do whatever it is that you need to do. But I encourage you all to take a look at this. Thank you so much.